Elizabeth, great to see you. This is a significant visit by Prime Minister Modi to the United States, only the third head of state to receive a state invite by President Biden and Joe Biden. Tell us about the significance and why this has garnered so much attention.
Right. This is a very big deal. We know that Prime Minister Modi has visited the United States before, many times, about 6 times, but this is the first time that he is receiving, a state welcome and will be going to a state dinner. And so, we need to look at the times, and certainly the big, unspoken blue marble in the room, the elephant in the room is China. Both the United States and India are quite concerned about China's military expansion, modernization and expansion in the Indo-Pacific. And the United States and India, need each other on that level. But I don't want to just talk about the security component. There's also a huge economic component there. As your other guests have indicated, that India is extremely important to the United States and the West for diversification of supply chains, this term called China plus one, that there is concern that China is controlling a lot of resources and components. And so a lot of companies are looking for a plus one place, and India is an excellent place. Prime Minister Modi has his program where he's expanding education and infrastructure. It's to the tune of about 1.4 trillion US dollars. And so he is trying to attract businesses. And India has a young and growing population, a large middle class, which is a great market as we see greater domestication of the China market and fewer foreign businesses in China. So there's both an economic and a security component to this visit.
And I'd also like to talk about the issue of Russia and Ukraine. The United States has mentioned, not directly, that at a time when ultimately a settlement negotiation has to be made regarding the war, then the United States would need India's help. Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the United States would want India, on its side. India has a long history of non-alignment and an independent foreign policy. And India has said very clearly that we want to see peace. We support peace in this Russia-Ukraine war. However, India cannot deny that it is buying a lot of oil from Russia. India needs that oil, and the oil is at a very good price for India. India needs it for its modernization, for its defense, for transportation. But also India receives about 45% of its arms still come from Russia. That's down from around 60-something%. And so that's another reason why defense contractors in the U.S. see a niche in India. But yes, the United States, of course, would want India to say publicly, we condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but India is not going to do that. And the United States will accept that now, because the bigger issue that is drawing Delhi and Washington together is China.
And Chinese officials are looking at this meeting very closely, no doubt. There are some that say, while both countries, the United States and India, are concerned about China in many ways, they agree on many aspects of China's role in the region and the world. However, how to deal with China, they may differ in that aspect. Do you agree with that? And do you see some kind of breakthrough regarding China? Will we get some breaking news at the end of this meeting, perhaps, about China as well?
Yes, I think U.S. policy toward China and India is going to be very different. India is a lot closer to China. The United States has a presence, of course, in the Indo-Pacific and is the dominant power there, but we are not located there. And so India is in a little bit of a tougher backyard, more of a touchy situation. But also, India needs to be flexible in its foreign policy. Of course, it still does a lot of trade. With China, there's significant investment in India. And so India is going to be flexible. Also, the United States and India have a partnership, right? India is not an alliance ally. It's not a military mutual defense ally. It is a partner. And we can only expect so much from partners who are not allies.
Elizabeth Larus, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for that insight, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.